Gyms, trainers, supplement companies, you name it, wants to empower you to believe that you can really upgrade your body with hard work and build loads of muscle. Like legitimately 25% of the population either getting not so great results or barely at all results or almost no results in visible muscle gain. That is sobering. Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for RP Strength, and today's topic is the 3 very common fitness industry claims that kind of falter when we look at them a little bit more closely. So the fitness industry is overall an unbelievable, amazing place. It helps folks get in shape. It boosts how confident and healthy they become. And it also might boost how much sex they're having, or at least, as in my case, pretend sex. But while the industry is a lifesaver, for literally millions of people around the world, it is absolutely not perfect. A few of the claims that most people in the industry make and sometimes take for granted are simply wrong, or at best, wildly misphrased or misunderstood. Let's take a look at some of the worst offenders and play cleanup so that you can get the most out of our amazing fitness sphere and leave the rest broken and forgotten on the kitchen floor. Sorry, I was remembering my last birthday party. I was the only guest. Scott, are you still my friend?
Okay.
Depends on how that PhD situation shakes.
Oh, the PhD situation. I actually wanted to, let me just say something really quick. Scott, have you ever been to East Tennessee State University?
I've been to East Tennessee with you, but not to the university.
Aha. So how do you know the university even exists?
I don't.
Have you guys ever been to East Tennessee State University? Maybe the whole thing doesn't exist. All right, so huge myth number 1, and these aren't myths, they're kind of misperceptions. These are things a lot of folks just take well, duh, of course it's true, is the lifestyle versus drugs antagonism, the duality. It's usually framed as one versus the other. Lifestyle things like eating better, getting better sleep, exercising more are phrased as good things that will make you fitter and healthier. Using drugs like weight loss drugs, blood pressure drugs, for example, are viewed as bad things that you should not want to do and should move away from, that can give you seemingly the on-paper goals or seemingly the on-paper accomplishments that lifestyle can give you, but at a dark trade-off and terrible cost, and you should try to avoid them. And so this is usually positioned as do the lifestyle so that you don't have to take the drugs. Or another really common framing is do the lifestyle so that you can come off of the drugs that your doctors currently have you on. Now there's wisdom there for sure. You don't want to just be a giant pill machine. Although I guess an inverse Pez dispenser. You simply accept drugs instead of giving them out through your mouth while someone presses on your ass. Scott, you were in that one seminal work of adult fiction called The Human Pez Dispenser, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were in a sequel called Daddy's Little Pez Dispenser as well, I remember.
Yeah, that's a hot one.
That's a hot one. So the idea of lifestyle versus drugs is what in logic is called a false dichotomy, because what you are after is your best fitness outcome. That's the goal, to be the most fit that you can be, given the trade-offs of how many hours of the day you want to go jogging and stuff like that. At the same time, while peak fitness is the goal, you want to make sure that the trade-offs are minimized on the financial side, so you don't want to pay an infinity amount of money to get fit, and on the long-term health side. So if there's a pill that makes you really fit, but it also kills you really fast, steroids, what? Maybe you don't want to take that pill because fitness and health really go hand in hand. So as long as it's not breaking the bank and as long as it's not killing you, any technology or technique or application, be it lifestyle or be it drugs, is probably a consideration for you to take in to get that outcome that you really want, which is maximum fitness for yourself. So whatever combination of drugs and lifestyle get you there to that maximum fitness that you want is actually the best option. And this happens for a few reasons. So I can give a few examples. Drugs and lifestyle are often additive. For example, If you have high blood pressure, I'm not mincing words when I say it is slowly killing you. In the literal sense, it is degrading almost every one of your most sensitive body structures, peripheral nerves and peripheral blood vessels, so you can't feel your fingers and toes anymore at some point, peripheral structures in your eyes, so you go blind, and your kidneys. The nephron structures in your kidneys are especially sensitive, and your kidneys break down, you're on dialysis forever, which means you don't pee functionally anymore, you pee through a machine the rest of your life. Nothing you ever want. Blood pressure is one of the great killers. So if your blood pressure is high, the effect of fitness, the effect of lifestyle, like getting better sleep, getting more exercise, eating less junk food, is to reduce your blood pressure. Absolutely. The effect of blood pressure drugs is to further reduce your blood pressure. It's additive. It's both. If you're really hungry, what's going to knock out your hunger? Is it going to be a burger or is it going to be fries? With both. You have some burger, you have some fries, and each fry you put in your mouth and each tasty giblet of burger, right? My preferred new unit of small things is giblet. How many giblets are in here? Every single one of those helps. It's not an either or. You're never going to meet someone that's like, yeah, man, I eat 2 burgers, but it didn't really squash my hunger. And someone's like, fries? You're like, fries aren't going to cut it. I need more burger. You're like, well, fries make you full? That's crazy. Just the same way, if you're jogging, if you're lifting, if you're doing really good diet, and your blood pressure can still use improvement, blood pressure drugs are absolutely the way to do it. Why not? And sometimes, increasingly more and more, lifestyle and drugs are actually synergistic, which means they don't just add up. They actually boost each other's ability to do a good thing. Modern weight loss drugs and healthy eating are a perfect example of this. Modern weight loss drugs work really well to help you lose weight. Tirzepatide, for example. However, if you eat like crap and just take the drug, you're gonna lose weight, but not as much weight as if you ate well, as if you fixed your lifestyle also. And you get way more side effects from eating junk food on tirzepatide than you would eating well. But if you do tirzepatide plus you eat well, then all of a sudden the effects of the tirzepatide, of that weight loss drug, are better, both on giving you better outcomes and reducing the probability and magnitude of downsides and side effects. In addition to that, a lot of people, when they get on weight loss drugs, not everybody, but a lot of people will actually look at junk food and be like, I don't know, it kind of doesn't look as good as it used to. And they'll look at healthy food and be like, ooh, I kind of futz with that. They'll eat junk food and they'll be like, dude, that hit all wrong. They'll eat healthy food and they'll be like, whoa, holy crap, like I feel great. And so weight loss drugs, modern weight loss drugs, like the tides, I call them, semaglutide, tirzepatide, soon to be retatrutide, etc., they are synergistic with lifestyle. So it's not, oh, should I clean up my lifestyle, start, being more active, lifting weights, eating better, or should I take the drug? No. If you could absolutely do one or the other, no big deal. But please don't misconstrue it as what should be one or the other. And drugs are bad. The drugs can make the lifestyle go better and vice versa. That synergy is enormous, which means that false dichotomy is just not a thing. And to wrap this one up, avoiding drugs on principle can be a problem in a few ways. People say, I don't want to get on blood pressure drugs. They go to the doctor. The doctor's like, your blood pressure is really high. And they go, I'm not gonna I don't want to take the drugs. The drugs will mess me up. They don't. Blood pressure drugs are incredibly safe, super effective, very low side effects now that they're super, like 6th generation or something like that. But it's a totally understandable misconception. And the doctor goes, okay, well, what's the alternative? And you're like, I'll eat healthy and do exercises and stuff. He's like, okay, cool. The thing is, that's going to take months and months and months to actually lower your blood pressure as much as drugs would do like 2 days later if you started taking them. The entire time your body is getting dilapidated and ruined by high blood pressure. Period. It's like you're standing in a burning building and the firefighter's like, get in the truck. We're going to drive you away from this burning building. And you're like, oh, I'll walk. And you walk like really slowly, step by step. Yeah, you're on your way out, but the fire's still burning you. And if you have what's called, what's the technical term for it? Idiopathic hypertension, I believe, which is like you have high blood pressure, but you're really healthy, you're really lean, and there's no good reason for you to have it other than your genetics are just throwing up 2 middle fingers to you. A bunch of people have this. It's not insanely common, but it's common enough to be a real thing. if you have that, or sometimes I think they call it essential hypertension, where it's like, you just have high blood pressure. We don't know why. Fitness literally will not solve that problem because you're already fit, but the blood pressure's still high. And I've literally met people like, yeah, but I mean, I'm fit, so I guess I just have high blood pressure. Like, no, do not say that. It is killing you. So if you take the drugs, it's gonna make it better. Now, is it good to just take drugs, right? Scott, how many, like, I'm gonna call out specific family members, how many uncles and aunts do you have that like gobble up blood pressure meds like the world is coming to an end, but will not exercise or eat better for the life of them? Like that's like 90 people in all of our families combined, right? Everybody, right?
More than don't.
Right.
Yeah,
So
like
that is also a false dichotomy because they're like, well, I'm on blood pressure drugs. Like, no, exercise and fitness will save your ass 10 times more for 50 other variables of your health. So it's absolutely both. And lastly, not to break this point too much, the resistance to modern weight loss drugs falls in exactly the same category. People say, well, I don't want to take weight loss drugs. I'm going to do it myself. Like, okay, you could, but why not take the drugs as well? And it goes both ways. People say, well, they're just going to take the drug. I don't have time to get fit. Like, yes, you do. You absolutely do. Because remember, eating less food always takes less time than eating more food. Scott, how come nobody talks about that enough? The ultimate unlock. People are like, my favorites, guys, all love and respect. I know that raising children is categories level harder than anything I've ever done in my life. Facts, right? But fit parents will appreciate this little rant, especially. I like it when like people are like, oh man, like, you know, they're like, they've gained like 50 pounds having like 3-year-olds and shit. And you're like, oh, like, you know, the diet, huh? And they're like, well, you know, it's tough having, you know, 3 and 5-year-olds or whatever, kindergartners, because I just end up eating, you know, what they eat. You're like, you just end up eating chicken nuggets all the time. So why are you feeding your kids chicken nuggets? Do you know who's in charge of what your children eat? It's you. It's only you, actually, both legally and practically. But I digress. I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, and it's well-deserved. Number 2, we got 3 of these today, is the idea that I would call pretty fallacious as a general assumption that losing lots of weight, dozens and dozens of pounds, will give you a tight body, everything slim and trim, all the skin tightened, all the abs showing. The after ads, right, the before and afters, in the after pictures, people that have lost 50 to 100 pounds look so damn good, and they do, and 100% kudos to them. And it's easy to think that just doing a diet and lifting and losing tons of weight can turn every overweight person, formerly overweight person, into basically a fitness calendar model. Like you look at Miss Olympia, and then you look at pictures of yourself at 250 pounds, and you're like, if I just lose 100 pounds, I'm more or less gonna look like that lean and that tight and that put together. But the dark side that many folks in the fitness industry either don't want to admit or don't know about, or somewhere in between, is the resorption of skin, the tightening, the retightening of skin after 20 to 30 pounds or more of weight loss has serious, serious limitation. Which means that if you lose something like 50 pounds or more, you're probably going to have loose skin and maybe a lot of it. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it with more dieting or more exercising or rubbing creams on yourself. Although rubbing creams on yourself is quite nice, isn't it? Scott, you were involved in another film called Teen Skin 5.
No comment.
A seminal work.
It's a different life, Mike. I don't like that you drag my old life back into this.
Scott,
Like, I've moved on. I've reformed.
IMDb hasn't moved on.
Rehabilitated man.
Your IMDb credits is like actor, executive producer, cinematographer. So here's the thing. Your hope after massive weight loss of a tight body with the skin that comes to match might be just that, a hope only if you're losing more than 50 pounds. And here's the thing, like, this blows huge dick and needs to be exposed, as I guess I'm exposing it now, because few things, in my opinion, suck worse than setting up false hopes for hardworking folks. Like, most people trying to lose weight, especially people that are losing weight radically quickly, and a lot of it, and making incredible, incredible progress. These are just gorgeous, beautiful people that all of us kind of want nothing but the best for. But if they've been sold kind of a little bit of a low-key lie, like, man, see, just do our diet, the RP Diet Coach app, and you'll look like a fitness model in no time. See, just lose 400 pounds and you'll be slim and trim. Like, okay. And then you lose 400 pounds and you're like a giant bag of skin. That sucks. People need to know that that's actually how it goes. Now, the reality is this. There is an option of skin removal surgery where they cut out a part of your skin and they drape the rest down super tight and they stitch it up. And then they kick you to the curb in Chicago, Illinois, like I got kicked to the curb when I got my skin removal surgery. And believe it or not, the curb is an excellent place for recovery. Scott, there's plenty of garbage to eat, sewer drainage to drink. And the rats, honestly, even though they didn't know me, after hours, we were fast friends. I actually now speak fluent rat. Scott, I had a self-deprecating racial joke I was going to throw in there, but I'll just shut up about it. You guys can fill in the blanks. You so often do in the comments. So yes, skin removal surgery is a thing. It's a pretty brutal procedure. However, there are other procedures most folks don't even know about. One of them is called the body tight procedure. It is one teeny tiny hole they poke into you, or maybe 2 or 3 if you have a humongous area of loose skin. And what they do is they lipo that area with a cannula, which is like a giant tube they stick in there. And they also apply a massive amount of heat to that skin. And over literally multiple months, the skin in that area shrinks and shrinks and shrinks. And this can reduce skin laxity by up to 40%, which is mind-bendingly enormous. So yeah, if you've lost 100 or 150 pounds, you might need to have the skin removal surgery. It's a big deal. Obviously, the results are going to be tremendous. That if you've lost 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 70 pounds even, in many cases, the body type procedure, which you're like literally just up and about and walking around normally, and the recovery takes weeks. Obviously, the results trickle in slowly for months, which is awesome because you're like, oh my God, it's still happening. That is a thing. It's such not a big deal compared to the nasty invasive skin removal surgery, and it costs way, 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 way less money. And so it's one of these things where folks get the truth of like, actually skin doesn't resorb on its own. They're like, I got to have skin removal surgery and that's like $40,000 and like I'm out for 6 months or something like that. Nope. In most cases, Body Tight will do it for teeny tiny fractions of the cost and recovery time. And the risk is way, 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 way smaller because the amount of incision is like literally like 1,000 times less tissue processed than if you actually get your skin cut out. Now, a lot of fitness industry folks have ideological reservations about surgery. You will see them in the comments. And I totally respect that. Cutting your way into being fit kind of feels icky for some sense that's difficult to define. But again, this is the same thing of that either or lifestyle versus drugs. Doing the diet and doing the training is not antagonistic to surgery. They are synergistic or at worst additive. They are not antagonistic. So if you really like getting cut open for no reason, and you really like having a flabby body that has a bunch of surgery, just do surgery. Look, only weird Beverly Hills people do that. No offense, weird Beverly Hills people, y'all are great. And the reality is, lifestyle is something that'll get you 80 or 90% of the way, even if you've been way overweight before. And surgery, even minimally invasive surgery like Body Tight, can get you that rest of that 10 and 20%. It's not either or, because in the end, looking your best is what you want to do. And I'm going to stand on a little high horse here, and I don't mean this in this way. It's going to come off wrong. Feel free to clip for your content. I've been very public about getting my surgery, and I will get more surgeries and be public about them because I just can't shut the fuck up, and I just always have to yap about what's going on with me. If you've gotten sick of this, see you maybe in the next video. But a lot of people aren't public about their surgeries. But I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people get surgery. A lot of people. A lot of people in the fitness industry get surgeries. And I'm never in a million years going to out them for it. That is their fucking right to privacy. But don't you go thinking that, oh, no one does surgeries and I'll be ridiculed for it. That ain't it. Scott, how many people in the, can I out where you live or not really? Not the exact address. You live in Birmingham, Michigan. Nobody's getting surgeries around here, are they? You could step in a wrong hole and get a surgery by accident. Oh, shit. Do I owe you money? That's $10,000. Like, God damn it. How did my hand sign the waiver all of a sudden?
Yeah. This is like Beverly Hills Part 2. Like,
really
you'll see
is.
a woman who's like 35 going on 55. You're like,
How old are you, ma'am?
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
Ma'am. You're like, oh, JK, I don't even.
the nose is 32 and the lips are 42 and the face is 65. You're like, I don't know.
She's like, I've got my face going back to 27 years old. I've got it next week. All right. And if you have one of the moral qualms about surgery I can actually resolve right now. People say, I want to do this through hard work. suffering through the diet, suffering through the training, the dedication. I don't want to shortcut into surgery. Now, unless you happen to have inherited all of your money, where the hell do you think money from surgery came from? It came from your hard work at your day job, which in my case is putting on knee pads, praying to God that my heart can survive for one more day, and doing what I have to do. I had to take a flight to Dubai every morning and back. The sheiks pay absurd amounts of money for all kinds of things. In any case, I digress. You make money at your job by putting in literal hard work, and then you take that money and you put it towards surgery. Surgery is fueled by hard work, unless one of two things happen. One, you're an inheritance baby, or Scott, what's that called? Trust fund baby. And then the other one is like, I don't know, you won like a raffle for a free surgery. I don't think that happens. So basically, it's still hard work either way is what I'm trying to say. And I really do mean that. Last one. This one's really straightforward, but it is a huge trip. It's the idea, which isn't entirely true, that anybody can gain loads of muscle if they simply work hard enough. Almost everyone in the fitness community, gyms, trainers, supplement companies, you name it, wants to empower you to believe that you can really upgrade your body with hard work and build loads of muscle. It's to their massive advantage because they can sell you things to help you. And it is also in huge part true. So there's nothing nefarious going on here. Trainers and gyms and et cetera, supplement companies are doing God's work. And it is such a great attitude. It is an attitude of empowerment. And I am so supportive of it. You got to believe that you can make a change to your body. But most does not mean all when we talk about people and their muscle growth potential. Because genetics matter a ton. For every person that lifts for about 2 to 3 years consistently and with plenty of protein, healthy food, and calories, you'll get about 5 groups of people. Right? So for every 1,000 people we put through the ringer like this, there's going to be 200 of roughly each of these groups of people. 5 groups. Group 1 are the elite responders. For 2 to 3 years of training, they'll gain like 20 or more pounds of muscle, sometimes way more. Holy crap. Jay Cutler says, and I 100% believe, that within the first year, Scott, Jay claims to have gained 50 pounds of muscle.
That's insane.
If you meet Jay Cutler, you can believe it. I met Jay Cutler in, I think, 2004 when he was in his prime. And Scott, I couldn't process how a human could look roughly the size of a refrigerator.
That angers me. I believe him.
That angers me. I know he's right, and that makes it worse for me, right? People like that exist. Group 2. And by the way, Group 1, like Jay Cutler is completely self-aware of his amazing genetics. But there are a lot of people who are in the elite group who are like, yeah, man, just don't understand why people overcomplicate things, bro. Just lift heavy and fucking eat. You'll get huge. Like, you did. But is everyone like you? And it turns out a lot of people are. Group 2 are the good responders. They'll gain 10 to 20 pounds of muscle in that time. Amazing results. I mean, people notice, before and after pictures, the whole thing. Group 3 is where most people lie, and it really isn't 200 people per group. It's like 50 in the groups 1 and 5, and like 100 in groups 2 and 4, and then it clusters to like 500 people in the middle in group 3. Group 3 is where most people are. It's a normal distribution, bell curve. These are the average folks. And average folks can expect to gain somewhere between 5 to 15 pounds of muscle in that first 2 to 3 years of lifting consistently and hard and doing very good diet. And this especially happens and goes to the higher end if they focus on consistency, effort, volume, and great nutrition. These are what are called reasonable expectations, and it's totally okay to have them. But there's a catch. Group number 4 are the below average responders. They might gain something like 5 to 10 pounds of muscle and probably closer to 5 in 2 or 3 years. Not bad, but definitely not before, after Instagram superstar worthy. These are the people that'll train for 3 years, take it really seriously, show up to a party, and their friends are like, oh yeah, like meet my friend, he lifts. And they're like, oh, I lift too. And the guy's like, oh, cool, you're new to it? Like, no, I've been doing it for 3 years. Like, all right. But if the shirt comes off, you realize like, oh, holy crap, that guy's ripped. So he really did gain some muscle and lost a bunch of fat, but you're not exactly like Captain America, you know what I'm saying, the day after you start to lift. Group 5, this is where the rubber meets the road, is the lowest response group. these folks will train and diet right for 3 years and gain between 5 pounds of muscle and no muscle at all. And these are real university studies that detect this. These are real people. Scott, training for 3 years and gaining 3 pounds of muscle. How do you process that if you were expecting to gain 15 to 20? I'm not asking you directly because you gained way more than that, but you know what I'm saying? Did I?
Long nights crying. You just tell yourself it'll all be okay. And one of these days you'll figure it out.
She'll come around. We'll meet, we'll lock eyes, and we'll detect that the amount of Jupiter in her hair is way more than you typically expect. So here's the thing. Like legitimately 25% of the population is in groups 4 or 5, either getting not so great results or barely at all results or almost no results in visible muscle gain. That is sobering. Now here's the thing, lifting is still amazing for every single one of these people. Even if you gain no muscle when you're lifting, it boosts your cardiovascular abilities, it boosts your health like crazy, it makes you stronger, it makes you more resilient to injuries. It's amazing either way. But promising everyone the results of group 1 and 2, and you guys know how it is, right? You look at anything, you automatically look at some of the best outcomes and you're like, that'll be me. It's just a natural human tendency. And what I want you guys to understand is that don't fall into that tendency because it can get your hopes up and get you really, really disappointed. And that's not right. So telling everyone you're going to be group 1 or group 2, telling everyone they're going to be elite or really good, telling everyone they're going to gain at least 15 pounds of muscle and probably more like 25, this is just a bad deal because it's going to disappoint a ton of people. My preferred approach instead is to tell folks to really try their damn best for 6 months straight. And we see how things go and we troubleshoot from there. That's it. No hopes, no desires, none of that stuff, because at the end of the day, you do not know what your genetics are. If you happen to gain not so great, you've got lots of troubleshooting to do and you'll probably gain way more. If you're gaining great, well then shit, man, uncork the wine bottle and have at it because you're a great responder and you got green fields of gains coming up ahead. Just do the thing and see how it goes. Don't clock watch the entire time. And that wraps this up, guys. Here's my last little ramble. Do your very best in your fitness journey. Compare yourself only to previous versions of yourself and set only goals, not expectations. Keep the goals more short and moderate term, not pie in the sky long term, unless you want to set goals that are unlikely to be achieved or have no calculable way of even figuring out the likelihood. Do that. If you need help with it, try the RP Hypertrophy and Diet Coach apps. They're just tools to help you. They're not magical, but if you put in the work, they can make the work way more effective for you. And you'll do your best. Either way, whatever results you get, amazing results, pretty good results, or pretty decent results, it's going to be amazing for you, and the rest is for your genetics to decide. Guys, I've been Dr. Mike, and I will see you next time.